Fortnite is one of the coolest video games on the market that I refuse to play. And that has nothing to do with the game itself. Let me tell you a little story about how I took a break from PUBG, came back to it, and then basically sucked ass for a long time thereafter. So a few months ago, I decided I was gonna quit PUBG because honestly I was just getting way too into it, and I was playing way too much, and my work was kind of suffering a little bit because, well, I wasn't devoting that much time to the channel. I was just playing PUBG all the time. I think at this point I had somewhere in the realm of maybe like 300 hours played into the game, and I was getting pretty decent, but just playing way too much. So I was like, you know what, gonna take a little bit of a break, gonna put this on the back burner, as I say, and I'm basically gonna uninstall the game for I don't know how long, but I decided I was not going to play the game for a good length of time. Sometimes in life we just go overboard with games and we just play them too much, and usually it's attributed to a single game. Isn't that kind of weird? We as gamers, we like to play a lot of different games, but we usually get attached just to one game. You know, we've all got that one game, our game. But a few months later I succumbed to my own inner callings, crying out for some PUBG matches, and I came back to the game, and you know what? I was back at square one. My aim was crap, my awareness was bad, I wasn't able to kind of tune into the audio, gunshots, where are they coming from, where are people, can't spot people, I just was not very good, and I certainly was not as good as I was before I took that break. And when you suck at something that you used to be good at, it is that much more frustrating, especially in a game like PUBG or any Battle Royale game when you know, the definitive goal is to win a match, and there are so many odds stacked up against you. You need all the training and, you know, reflexes that you've built over the course of a long period of time to get to that point, to get to those wins. And I just was not getting those wins during this time. Very frustrating. And this is one of the two reasons why I will never play Fortnite, because I just don't have that much time to invest in two different types of games. Although they are from the same Battle Royale family, they are two very different games. I don't have the time to get good at and consistently play both video games. And that's a problem for someone like me who runs a YouTube channel, and I'm trying to do a million different things every day, trying to talk about lots of different video games. I can't really invest myself too heavily in too many games. And this is not a problem exclusive to a content creator. You know, this is a problem exclusive to pretty much anybody with a job, basically, living out there in the world, going to work 9 to 5, coming home. You don't have that much time to invest in, you know, multiple video games. So what do? Like I said earlier, we usually get attached to one video game because competitive video games like PUBG and Fortnite and Battle Royale games, they do require lots of time and lots of energy investment that are going into these games to get good, to get those juicy wins. For the most part, I think that games are made to be enjoyed and just to have fun with your friends, but I really think that the Battle Royale genre is so hyper competitive that it's its own beast. You know, this is its own type of game where the fun of playing this game doesn't come from, you know, just messing around with your friends for the most part. It exists in getting those wins, and if you don't have the time to sink into these games to get really good, it becomes a problem playing multiple video games. This is why people get so pissed off, this is why people rage so much, this is why you see compilations of people saying things that they shouldn't say and acting in some very inappropriate ways, is because there's a lot on the line with these video games, especially in the moment-to-moment gameplay, when a split second can decide the fates of 30 minutes of your time. Of course, this is the reason why so many people are attracted to these kinds of games, because the moment-to-moment gameplay is so important, and there's so much on the line. Many people out there, including myself, we really like the idea of risk and reward in a video game, and there is no bigger risk-reward system in place than a Battle Royale game, where you can basically take 30 minutes of your time, or at least up to 30 minutes of your time, and have it completely wiped out in a blink of an eye by taking the wrong corner, by driving into the wrong city, by having someone come up and shoot you in the face when you're not looking at them. This is the allure and the downfall of the Battle Royale game, in the sense that, you know, not everyone's gonna like the fact that In the blink of an eye, you could be back at the menu screen and have to start all over. And this is why I cannot play Fortnite, because I'm already mentally invested in a game that I've sunk so many hours into, even though the reward system and the progression system available in PUBG fights with me to get to that mental state. And I certainly don't have the time to flip-flop between two different games and then go back to either one of them and try to relearn all the mechanics all over again just to be going back to how good I used to be. Is this the reason why that many PUBG players don't play Fortnite and many Fortnite players do not play PUBG? Probably. If you got time to play both, then more power to you, but most people out there, I am sure, do not have the time in their schedules to basically be good at both games at the same time. And the reason I won't play Fortnite specifically is because I know it's such a high quality video game and is such an alluring video game that I might get addicted to another video game, and I just don't want that to happen. I run a YouTube channel here and I want to make sure I cover lots of different games and I talk about lots of different experiences on this channel, and if I get attached to yet another game in the form of Fortnite like so many people have, then I won't be able to do that. Imagine all the other people out there in the world that are not content creators but are dedicated to their jobs, their families, their girlfriends, other hobbies, other things they like to do. These are probably some of the reasons that restrict them from going into a game like Fortnite when they know they're probably going to spend more time than they want to in a video game, especially when they are already entrenched in a different video game such as myself with PUBG. So why do you think mobile versions of PUBG and Fortnite exist? Basically to capitalize on this group of players who does not want to spend their entire life in front of a computer screen, dedicating all the hours of their day to getting better at these games and playing multiple video games, especially multiple battle royale games that can take up your entire life because they're so fun to play. I've got nothing bad to say about Fortnite. In fact, I've played it a few times and I think it's a very slick and interesting experience, but I'm just not going to play because I'm already attached to one other game and I don't have that much time to put into another one, just like many people out there in the world. I think this is a very interesting topic that does not really get brought up in the gaming world much at all. You know, this discussion that do people have a maximum amount of games that they're willing to get heavily invested into? You know, do gamers out there, you, me, your grandma, your doggy, whoever's playing video games out there, do you have that one game that you will not jeopardize not being able to play in favor of a different game? I think for a lot of us that can be definitely true. You know, I went through periods of my life where I played World of Warcraft and League of Legends and Minecraft and many other games like Diablo 2 where I did not pay attention to the rest of the gaming world because I was so entrenched in what I was doing in this one single game. I didn't have time to play other games. I didn't have the need to invest myself in mechanics of different games. I didn't want to kind of get into the space where if I went back to my main game, I would have to relearn things and spend time reacclimating myself to what I used to be good at. I don't want to play Fortnite, even though it's a really great game, and then go back to PUBG a week later and then lose every match. I don't want to have to relearn how to use that M4 or, you know, how to play the game correctly like I used to. I want to win matches of PUBG because that's where I find my fun. So am I part of the problem in the fact that I'm really not expanding my video game options because I'm so heavily invested into one single game? That's a very interesting topic, and if you guys have an opinion, make sure to leave it below in the comment section. Of course, I'm going to play lots of different games for this channel and make sure I have lots of different content out there, but when I'm kind of in my apartment alone by myself and I want to have some fun with the video game, my go-to game is definitely PUBG. So, do I want to sacrifice my skill in that game and my experiences by going into other games and forgetting about how I should be playing PUBG and my proficiencies within the game? I think the industry is taking a very interesting turn towards the hyper-competitive online video game and this notion that we shouldn't get attached to too many games because we want to remain competitive in the games that we do play, especially if we play online multiplayer games. If there were more hours in the day, then I think that maybe everyone on the planet would be playing Fortnite, but that is certainly not the case. The point of the video though, I think, is that in order to make sure that you as a video game maker do capture a great audience and a progressively growing audience as an online competitive game like PUBG or Fortnite, is that you really have to do everything you can to nurture your player base, to make sure players are happy so they do feel this attachment to those games so that they won't go out and play new video games, and that so they will remain loyal to your cause. I guess that's the takeaway for the video in the end. Even though PUBG has given me no reason to do so, I'm still pretty much attached to this game, and I will not play Fortnite because I don't want to get addicted to another game and jeopardize my experiences with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Maybe one day though I will step into Fortnite when all is said and done and the smoke is cleared and I have given up PUBG, but for now, I just don't have room in my life for another video game. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video and have maybe a similar experience to me, let me know in the comments section, and thumbs that video up if you enjoyed the video too. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you in our next video. Peace, love, and happiness. Until then, you guys have a terrific day. We'll see you guys then.